Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How's it going? Today we're going to be playing Dead Age 2. This game has literally only been released about a week ago, I believe. Something like that. Roughly about a week ago. It's kind of like a roguelike RPG. Now, the combat is kind of like turn-based. So, obviously, you take a turn, they take a turn. Think of it as you can see already, the Walking Dead graphics, but with Darkest Dungeon gameplay. Albeit a lot more forgiving than Darkest Dungeon, because that game will straight up murder you if you are not ready for it. It is currently on sale on Steam. I believe it's somewhere around $8.99. That is British pounds. It's quite good. I enjoy it quite a lot. If you like Darkest Dungeon and you like the Walking Dead style, you're going to love this. You're absolutely going to love this. So if you are interested in getting this, then in the description down below there will be a link to the Steam page. But without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's do this. Now, when you create a new game, you'll be welcomed with this screen. You've got the option to change your character's appearance. We're going to keep it as the default for now, but there is different options that you can do. There's not a whole range of options, and you can obviously change his name. We're just going to leave it as Jason for now. You'll also, at the moment, only have the choice of being a neutral faction. As you continue progress in the game, you will unlock these three. Now, you've got the Independents, who are kind of like, I guess, the freedom fighters of the world, is the only way I could describe them. Then you've got the Army, pretty much what it is in real life, I guess, just a lot more stricter. Arguably, could be potentially bad guys as well. And then you've also got the smugglers, which they are kind of the bad guys. You can't really trust them. But as you progress, you will eventually unlock these and get the choice of starting off with one of these. Now, going into upgrades. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail on this, but I just want to give you a brief explanation of what each one is. There will be more options as we go into the game. But to start off with, these are your, let's say, your perks, basically. So you've got the option of pretty much putting your medals, which are perk points, basically, into any one of these. Now, your upgrades. Now, it's kind of difficult to explain what they are at the moment, but basically what you've got is you've got technical, which is pretty much your special ability. So some abilities have turret guns, some abilities have, you can call on animals to protect you and attack. You've got medical, which is quite obvious. Doctors, medics and stuff, they will heal you. They will make med packs for you. All this will become apparent once we go into the game. Range combat, obviously standard, how good you are with range combat. So you've got the choice of 3 guns. You've got pistol, you've got shotgun, and you've got rifle. In my opinion, the shotgun and the pistol are the best guns to use, because the rifle tends to use up quite a lot of expensive ammo. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. It is strong, but it uses up so much ammo. Melee combat, obviously melee combat. You've got the choice of bladed weapons or blunted weapons. Blunted weapons help with armored zombies. Yes, there are armored zombies, and they are a pain in the ass to deal with. And then you've got blade, which is against unarmored zombies. In my opinion, I would probably go for blunted, although it doesn't tend to do as much damage. It is very good against armored, so it's one of those decisions you're gonna have to make as you're in game. But there, your 4 choices to start off with. There is a lot more to it, but we'll get into that as we go into the game. Now, me personally, I'm just gonna put 1 point in melee, 1 point in ranged, and 1 point in technical. Medical for me isn't that important because, again, as we go into the game, you'll see why. But there are other characters that can deal with that kind of thing. And just before we get into the game, if you click start, you'll be welcomed with this. Now, this is a little bit more in detail, this bit. So, again, I'll briefly go through what each one basically is. Blunt weapons, as I said, are good against armored zombies, armored foes, let's say. Bladed weapons are not very good against, well, they're really not very good against armored foes, but they do some damage against non-armored ones. Again, it's going to be a choice of what you'd prefer as you go in, but in my opinion, I think blunted weapons is probably better, so I'm going to go with blunted weapons on that one. Now, these two, like I said before, you've got hunting, you've got engineering. Engineering basically gives you turrets, so you place them on the ground and they will shoot the foes for you. They also have some health, so they're quite tanky sort of things. And then you've got hunting, which is you summon animals, which in this case is dogs. Although you can have the option to get a tiger later on. I haven't got to that point yet, but that sounds absolutely amazing. Imagine having a tiger battle with you against zombies. What is this game? But yeah, so you got the choice between hunting and engineering. Again, it's kind of personal preference, to be honest. Me personally, I would go hunting, but engineering is very good. I must admit the turrets are very good, and you've got the option to get a tank turret at the end, kind of like what the tiger is to hunting. So it's a choice, whatever you want to do on that one. Now your 3 weapons have already gone through: pistol, shotgun, rifle. Again, in my opinion, I probably wouldn't do the rifle. I would just do pistol and shotgun. Then finally, you've got your jobs, basically, or your talents. Now, the way that I can explain this to you is each one of these means a job for your camp. So pretty much, if we start with alertness basically is let's say the guard for your camp. So he's kind of like your scout. So he will defend your camp when you're out and about, because you will get attacked at night and sometimes in the day. I haven't been attacked in the day, but it will happen. But yeah, sometimes you get attacked at night. So he's kind of like your guard. He protects you while you're out. You got biology, which again is basically a doctor. Makes medic packs, makes your medic packs better. You get different levels, different stages of how good the medic packs are. Again, we'll go through this when we start playing. Handiwork basically is like, he kind of like makes armor and guns and ammunition for you. So again, he's kind of like not a jack of all trades, but the offensive side of things. He basically pretty much, biology is defensive, handiwork is offensive. So any attacking, any equipment, any ammo kind of stuff, that's sort of that job. And then survival, that's pretty much hunting. So in terms of getting food, getting water, you have a higher chance of getting more food, getting more water. But survival is mainly food. And when you're out and about, you'll have a choice of doing something, and you'll have a percentage of how successful you're going to be at doing that. In this case, survival helps with a lot of those things when you're out and about. So again, me personally, I probably am going to go survival. Alertness, I'm not really a fan of, because again, there are characters in game where they would be better suited for that. But all these kind of things you'll learn as you start going through. So survival on this one I'm going to go for, and then just click accept, and you go straight in. So when you first get into the game, you will be not necessarily greeted with this, depending on whether it's your first time. Now, I've skipped the tutorial because I've already done it. It's roughly probably about half an hour, I would say, to actually complete the tutorial. There's a lot of talking, but I would probably try and keep as much interest as you can, because it does go through quite a lot of details. There is a lot to take in, and there is a lot of abilities to take in and all that kind of stuff. But I would highly suggest doing the tutorial. Once you've done it once, definitely skip it after that, because it can get a bit monotonous. So obviously skip it after that. Now, once you've done the tutorial and you've gone through all the kind of like the quests and stuff, you'll be greeted with this. Now, our supposed best friend has just betrayed us, so he's stolen a lot of our stuff and he's gone somewhere else, basically. So now we're left with a quest to do, which I will go into in a minute. But this is basically your camp. Now, if you've ever played State of Decay, it's kind of very similar to that, to be fair. So you've got each department means a certain thing. But again, I'm going to briefly go through it, and then after I've done this kind of brief intro, I will shut up waffling on about stuff, and we will just start playing the game as normal, like I normally would. This is your camp. You have money. Basically, if you have a lot of money, you will make it far in this game, just like life, I suppose. You've got water, you've got food. Again, this is important because each character or each person requires, I believe, 1 food and 1 water each. So obviously, if you've got 5 people in the camp and you've got 5 water, 5 food, you're going to last 1 night. Basic maths, I suppose. I don't know why I needed to explain that. Then you've got materials and you've got scrap. Now, materials and scrap are there to build, pretty much. So they make your base a little bit better. You can build, eventually you can build stuff outside. You can build a garden, you can build a hunting stand. Then you've got the map. Now, obviously, when you see me start playing, you'll get an idea of what the map is. But these little dots are basically ones you can go to. Now, there's nothing of importance here. Obviously, these bigger ones are where you're going to find stuff. Sometimes when you're walking along, you will get an encounter with a mob, let's say. It could be zombies, it could be wolves, it could be animals, it could be people. Who knows, it could be anything basically. You also do have a chance of coming across other people, and they will help you in attacking and stuff like that, but again, you'll see that as we start going through. You've got your inventory. Now, as far as I'm aware, you always start off with stuff like this. It depends on who you get at the start. Now, when you first start off, you will be given a specific quest. It's RNG based, so you might get one, you might get another, but whoever you get at the start, you will be given obviously the ammo, etc. for whoever you've got. On here is obviously your character screen. Now, if you click where the little red arrows are in the corner, you will have your stats page, let's say. So you've got your health, you've got your melee damage, and you've got your range damage. Each one of these underneath represents something that will help this. So you've got your constitution, which will add more health points. You've got your strength, which will add more melee damage. And then you've got your perception, which will add more range damage. Now, there are a few other ones as well. This one's quite important, power. So that's basically your molotovs, basically your technical abilities. Then you've got block. Then you've got critical. You've got protection against, or resistance against poison, fire, blood, which again you'll see as you start going through. Then you've got just your basic defense. Now, the higher this is, obviously, the more damage you suppress, pretty much. Again, if you've ever played this kind of game before, you know exactly what this is all about. Then you've got, again, perks page is the only way I can describe it. So I've already gone through all these, so I'm not going to go through them again, but this is pretty much where you level them up. Now, obviously, the key is to get to the final one, because that's where the best one is. But I would just say go in there, play about with them, see which one you like the best. I kind of get an idea of what the best is. I'm not 100% sure, but there are certain ones which I just will not bother with. Now, what I would suggest with that is make one of your characters a tank, and then the other two as your kind of your DPS or your ranged attackers. I normally always make my character as the tank, and normally have him at the front row. And then the other two, doesn't matter who, although again, as you go through, you will find that there are better people, but I will leave you to figure out who that will be. But yeah, I always have my tank on the front row, and then the other two is DPS, or they have their special abilities, so they can bring dogs into the game, they can bring turrets into the game. Just makes it a lot easier, and also the dogs and turrets do tank as well. So you'll have 3 tanks and 2 DPS basically. So quests, arguably one of the most important pages. So at the moment, this is our time-based quest. Now, I always suggest doing time-based quests before anything else. Again, it does depend on which one you get. But in this case, Tessa's got a certain amount of time to live. We need to get her some Zomdex, and then she will be healed, and then we can start using her like we normally would. And then obviously you get camp quests. So inside your camp, people will say, oh, we should do this. Oh, you should do this. And you'll go, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that. But again, you need money, you need resources. Again, as you go through, you'll work all this kind of stuff out. At the bottom, this is your standing with other factions. Now, the idea is to get them all as high as possible. But obviously, with you helping one of the factions out, the other faction is not going to like that. So their faction loyalty will go down, basically. So you need to choose who you want to be. I think it's possible to potentially get 2 of the 3 pretty high, and then just basically one of them not care about. But again, I'm not an expert, so I'm not entirely sure on. Finally, this is where the roguelike stuff kind of comes in. So pretty much what you've got here is their medals. So when you die at the end, or when you eventually die, you will have these medals to use in your upgrades at the start. So it will make your person better and carry a lot easier when you go into a new game. So keep an eye on these. These are ones that if you've got nothing to do for like a day or whatever, you're just waiting it out, or you're just waiting to do something, probably just go out and explore and try and find some of these challenges and just try and kill some of the people. The more medals you can get eventually when you do die, because it will happen, because it's an unforgiving game at times. When you do die, you'll have so many more medals to do, and eventually you will just absolute steamroll for everything. And that's pretty much it, guys. I kind of waffled on a little bit there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut up as much as I can and just play the game like I normally would. At least that way you can get a feel for how it looks, what to do, and find out if you like it at all. So I'm just going to shut up doing the intro now, shut up talking about stuff, and we will just go into everything as we do it. Well, if we can get some stuff on the way, absolutely perfect. Okay, so he's already started off his turn. He's absolutely Molotov their faces off. And as you can see, I'm pretty certain that guy was armoured up. He's just thrown a Molotov, which is a technical ability, and it's just destroyed his armour. So basically, he's just free reign now, so we can absolutely destroy him. If you can get the kill, try and get the kill. Now, as you go along, you will learn that certain zombies do way more damage than others. This guy's got 95. I'm not really worried about him, because he's not going to be able to attack until he gets to the front row. This person over here is going to be a problem, because she is able to call in dogs as well. So there'll be zombie dogs and they will act as another enemy. So we don't want to be overrun. And obviously, when you complete any sort of mission or any sort of attack, you will get loot as well at the end of the day. Cloth fabric's pretty decent because you can make stuff with that. Now, last thing to say is when you have an engagement or when you get to a specific area, the way that normally it happens, you will get an interaction, you will get an attack, and then you will get a loot opportunity. That's normally how it goes. Now, the interaction can be either another attack, another loot option, or kind of like a conversation with some other people and stuff like that. But again, you'll see that as you go along. Freight wagon. The other thing I love about this, oh my god, look how many zombies there are. This always makes me laugh, this bit here. Look how many zombies there are right here. This is basically a horde of zombies and we're just strolling through like no one's business. I don't understand how they're not attacking us. This guy is not having a good time down here either. You hear combat sounds in the distance. Okay, so we've got an opportunity to help people. We definitely are. The more people there is, it's so much easier. I mean, this is 5 against 3. This is going to be so easy. It's going to be unreal. Right, this guy's using his fist. Nice. He does not care. Right, so he's got his... Ah, there we go. So he's got his dog out. The dog has absolutely wrecked this guy. Oh my god, stunned him in one. Nice, doggy. Good work. Although you look like you need some meat on you, mate. So he regens. He does a pool of bile. So you want to get rid of this guy, old shaky knees over here, because he will spit on the floor and just basically poison your whole team. So it's just worth just trying to take him out. This guy's stunned, so I don't need to worry about him right now. Okay. Oh, we got a cap as well. Level 2. Decent. So we've got another loot option here. We got a hat, though, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to put that on my guy straight away. Got some scrap. Got some traps. We've now got enough to build the garden, so that's cool. The other thing I love about this as well is when you go to somewhere, well, it says, so it says the park, you're in a park. If you're in a freight wagon, you're in a train yard. If you're in the mall, you're inside of a mall. I think that's kind of cool. Although, again, there is a lot of zombies here. How we are not dying, I don't know. I mean, this guy's just munching while we're stood right next to him. I don't get it. Oh, so we've got a person. Bloodthirsty scavengers, they ambush and rob you. Well, I only see one guy at the moment. So what do you reckon? Should we take these on? Let's take them on and see what happens. So here's that percentage chance of who's going to be good at doing it or not. Fernando has apparently got more chance of threatening him. He looks like Bucky from Captain America, Winter Soldier. So let's try and threaten them. Okay, you made your point, just move along. Oh, that was disappointing. I was hoping for an engagement then. There was only one guy, so I'm not sure what that was all about. I would always suggest helping people out. I mean, these two look like they're pretty decent as well. I'm sure this guy was the guy that just tried to rob us. Wow, destroyed. Smoke grenade. Okay, that's going to do some damage. Oh, we got a Molotov. We're just throwing stuff at them right now. Absolutely throwing stuff. Nice shotgun shells, pretty decent. And have some shotgun ammo. Nice. Anti-personnel ones as well, decent. Scrap, materials, and a lockpick. Very nice. That's pretty decent, actually. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer. Right, we've leveled up our guys. Let's do this quickly then. Right, so defense. We definitely want more defense. I'm going to level this right up, I think. Trying to make him as tanky as possible. We also need some health. Confirm the changes. You need some health. Right, so Fernando isn't a tank, so we need his perception up so he can do better range damage, because at the moment he's struggling. He's massively struggling. Accept that. Alertness. Now, Fernando is normally going to be my scout, so I'm probably going to get alertness up, I think. He's normally going to be my guard when it's time for it. Bladed weapons, pistol. Probably do one more in pistol, maybe. Actually, no, we'll save that because we don't need to use anything else. Shotgun, I've got 13. I might go for... yeah, I'm going to go get the small hound going. So now me and Tessa can eventually pull the hounds in, so that's perfect. Okay, who we got here? Alright, let's accept this. Hopefully they're going to help us. Yeah, nice. These... oh, wow. This person's using a fist. Okay, what we got? Absolutely booted him in the face, but he's got a shield on. Right, so who's going to be a problem? Probably these two, maybe. Yeah, maybe these two. So let's try and kill her to start off with, I guess. Or actually, no, let's try and kill him off. This guy's just firing non-stop. He don't care. Nice. Plates 4. Christ alive! You need to calm down, my friend. Your gun was like in my head at that point. Oh, okay, we got even more. Okay guys, we're going to leave it there for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Let me know why. If you want to see more content like this, then please give me a subscription. If you want to see more of this, just let me know. Like I said, I really do enjoy it. It's a very good game. Take a look at the description down below. There's a link to Steam. Snag it while it's on sale at the moment. It's like I said, it's a very good game. But yeah, that's me all done for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.